Yo, welcome to the Thoughts of an Abstract Mind podcast where we discuss various red and blue pill content, see how the people feel about it. So today, I just want to talk about DJ Vlad versus Boosie. DJ Vlad versus Boosie. The reason why I want to mention that is it's kind of an interesting dynamic. You know, sometimes what is taught me, that situation, what is taught me is only you dictate your value. Why do I say that? What people think you're worth and what you think you're worth, two different things. And sometimes you should accept what people think you're worth. But then once you realize your true value, you should demand what you think you're worth. Why do I say that? Obviously, we've all seen it on social media. I mean, they're cool now. Boosie came out swinging, DJ Vlad, he wanted more money. I believe he wanted $5,000 extra. And DJ Vlad says, no, we're not making that much off your interviews. Can't pay you, sorry. So Boosie's decided to go start his own thing, which I think is good on him, According to Vlad, this is what I make from your interviews. Over the years, your views have gone down and, etc., which is fair too. He's running a business, so he can only pay you what he feels like you bring to his business. But it just goes to show, especially amongst our community, the urban community, it's high time we started creating our own platforms. You know what I mean? It's high time. I mean, there's nothing stopping Boosie from having his own YouTube. But for years, he'll go do interviews and bring millions of views to other people's platforms. Granted, he's an artist. I'm an artist too, by the way, guys. If you haven't already, don't forget to check out my music stuff on my main channel, Suave_UK_TV. That's my main channel. That's where most of my music stuff is. I will be coming on tour soon, so watch out. But, yeah, for the longest time, he's just been doing interviews on various platforms other than his own. And you know what I mean? People have been eating off him. And, granted, he does his artistry stuff, so I'm sure he's getting show money, etc., etc. But it just goes to show, just generally amongst our community, by our community, I mean the urban community, it's high time we all build our own platforms. Because everyone else outside of the culture comes and eats off us. Our community, especially hip-hop community, is the only community. I mean, you don't really see black pundits doing rock and roll, right? I'm sure there are some unique situations where they're there, but it's not a normal thing. Now look at how many people outside of urban culture are hip-hop pundits. You see what I'm saying? And it just goes to show, we'll go on there, we'll give our souls. People go on there. Some of the interviews I've watched on Vlad, people end up in serious situations from the things that they've said on there. Nothing to do with Vlad. He's doing his job. I actually enjoy Vlad interviews. I believe it's a very good platform. And on the flip side, it's helped a lot of artists break into the industry as well. Let's not get it wrong. It goes both ways. My thing is, I believe at this stage in time, with a YouTube and Instagram and everyone should have their own platform, especially YouTube. As an artist, you should have various YouTube for various things. Personally, that's what I believe. Because YouTube is a very, very powerful medium if you know how to use it. You see what I'm saying? I use it for various things. Marketing, creativity, it's various things. You see what I'm saying? There's a bit of an interesting dynamic, and the problem is, I get where Boosie's coming from. Maybe you might not think it's worth this much, but for me, and the value I see within myself, this is how much I think it's worth. And it's a stance that a lot of urban culture need to admire and replicate. Because we're constantly being told what we're worth. We never tell ourselves, we never value ourselves. Other people are always valuing us. So what I've taken from it is high time we valued ourselves. If this is what I believe I'm worth, that's what I believe I'm worth. We're not commodities. We're human beings with our own ideas and our own creativity. If that doesn't work for you, cool, it's business. I can move on to where I can get what I'm worth. Like if it means building, you know, infrastructure to get what I'm worth, then so be it. That's what I'll have to do. You see what I'm saying? So I find it very interesting. Of course, it's Vlad and Boosie. They've been mates for years. I'm sure they'll figure it out. You know? Let me know what you think in the comments.